Okay, hello everyone, and welcome to day 5 of our Toolkit for a Balanced Life series. And today's session is focusing on setting goals and building habits. We just wanted to help you all integrate all the information that was shared across the week, and we thought this might be a useful frame to have. So, again, my name is Erin Cooney. I'm your trainer today, and I'm the Director of Curriculum and Instruction at Pure Edge. I'm also a national trainer, and I'm very happy to be here with you. Teaching and training is one of my favorite things to do, so I'm grateful to be here and grateful to have you join. And Pure Edge Inc., as many of you know, is a private operating foundation. We provide direct service to organizations through professional development and strategy thought partnership. Okay, so we are going to have a welcoming activity. And for this welcoming activity, I'm going to ask you, and actually throughout the session today, it'll be really handy if you have a pen and paper. So, I don't know, some of us don't do pen and paper anymore. So if you're not in the pen and paper world, maybe having your phone or a tablet or even taking some notes on the laptop. But what I want to well, anyway, throughout the session, we have some exercises that I'm going to have us like refer back to. So, for our welcoming activity, I invite you to think about 3 things that make you smile. So, go ahead and think of your 3 things that make you smile. And if you like, you can share that out in the Q&A. Okay, the Q&A is looking a little quiet, so maybe we're feeling shy, and that is just fine. Um, I'll go ahead and share mine, and I did not pre-plan this. So one of the first things that came to mind is my kids, and I promise you, they don't only make me smile, but so many times in a day. I have 2 girls, their ages 5 and 7. It's a very fun and lively age, and they are silly. So they do silly stuff and they make me laugh and smile every single day. So that is one of my things. Um, Today it's raining outside, and the rain makes me smile. It's good for the earth, and it just feels very cozy inside to be connecting with the rain. And along with that rain, I'm going to say a nice hot cup of tea. So those are my 3 today: my kids, the rain, and tea. So go ahead and just remember what makes you smile. Call that stuff to mind. And now I'm going to talk us through a mindful minute. So we've been doing these throughout the week. I think you know the drill. You want to come into a comfortable sitting position. If it's possible, bringing both of your feet onto the ground. So your feet are touching the ground. You're feeling your sitting bones connecting with the chair. And then there's a little lift in your chest, a softness in your shoulders. Eyes can stay open and look down from the screen, or you can close your eyes. And bringing your attention to your breathing. Just noticing the breath as it comes in and out the nose. Noticing whether the breath is moving fast or slow. Noticing any feelings or sensations you have in the body as you breathe in and out. And again, we're keeping our focus to the nose. So just noticing what you feel in your nose as you breathe in. Noticing what you feel in your nose as you breathe out. And shifting your attention to your heartbeat. Just seeing if you can feel the rhythm of the beating of your heart. And again, just noticing whether that heartbeat is fast or slow. And finally, just taking one moment to check in with how you're feeling. You might be noticing how you're feeling physically, like whether you're energized or tired, comfortable or uncomfortable. You might notice how you're feeling emotionally, excited, happy, sad. No wrong answers. When you're ready, you can start to deepen your breath and slowly opening the eyes if you close them, bringing your attention back to the screen, back to the group. And thank you. Thank you for taking that time to check in. And we'll keep going from here. Okay, so again, today's session is all about goal setting and habit formation. And this quote comes from The Science of Habit and its implications for student learning and well being. So, this is an educational psychology approach. Beyond the mundane, habits steer us toward or away from the outcomes we most value in life, including learning, productivity, health, and well being. I mean, I think this one sort of speaks for itself. And I'll add that just like we can sort of unconsciously cultivate habits that don't support our health and well being, right? So it becomes easy to fall into some rhythms and routines that are less supportive, like we're tired at the end of the day and we sit, right? And again, we're all about supporting rest, but we need that balance. It's also so habits can like make or break us, right? So if we can start to build habits and just make certain behaviors automatic, it's really going to benefit our overall well-being. And again, in our session today, we're going to talk about precisely how to do that. The building blocks of our whole toolkit are these skills and strategies that we call breathe, move, and rest. And again, we try to find simple strategies that are supportive for folks and that are relatively easy to implement. Again, the challenge just comes in the actual doing of these strategies and practices. And throughout the week, we've been going over most of the sections of the toolkit. So we have movement and play, we have learn and create, sleep and active relaxation, and socialization. We didn't focus on nutrition because we just felt like um, that's a larger topic and it's not really our area of expertise. So we didn't want to get into the specifics of nutrition, but just know that your nutrition matters, and that's one element of our well-being, and it has a big impact on our well-being. But we thought we'd focus today on how to put some of these um, elements of our toolkit into practice. So I thought we could take a moment and check in. And again, we want to think about what areas of the toolkit do we feel good about, right? So let's start on the positive. When you look at these five, areas of the toolkit, where do you feel like, yeah, I'm doing pretty well there. I'm feeling good about this area of my life when I think about my days. I get lots of whatever it is, right? And so if you like, you can go ahead and share that in the chat. And then the second question is, let's choose an area. We might all have more than one, but let's choose one. Let's choose one area that we feel like we would like to grow, right? We could expand. We would like more of this in our lives and in our days. And again, you can feel free to share that in the Q&A if you like. And if you don't share it in the Q&A, that is just fine. And I'll say, please write it down because a little later in our session, we're going to circle back to this area that we want to focus on. Um, so go ahead and write down the area you want to focus on, write down the area that you feel good about. Okay, and I'm going to keep going. Okay, belly heart breathing. It's a simple strategy. You're going to bring one hand to your chest, one hand to the belly, and you kind of want the hand a little bit below the navel, the hand that's resting on the belly. So sort of just below the navel is a nice spot for that hand to rest. And then again, sitting up, a little lift in the chest, a little softness in the shoulders. Just begin to breathe in and out the nose. And just notice what happens with your hands while you breathe in. And notice what happens with your hands while you breathe out. Let's take 2 more breaths like that. Just following the natural rhythm of your breaths. And after this next exhale, we're gonna try to manipulate the breath a little bit. So for this one, on your inhalation, see if you can feel the belly expand first. So as you breathe in, soften the belly muscles, let the belly expand, and then let the chest expand. And as you breathe out, the chest goes down and the belly draws back. Let's try that again. Breathe in, belly expands, and then chest expands. Breathe out, chest goes down, and belly draws back. One more time. Breathe in, feel the belly expand. Keep inhaling and feel the chest expand. And breathe out. The chest comes down. The belly draws back. The hands can go back to your lap or your legs. Just take a couple normal breaths in and out the nose and notice how you feel. So it can be a little challenging to access that connection to the abdominal breathing. And if you practice over time, abdominal breathing is one of the number one ways to help your body relax. So when we can access that deep abdominal breath, we really help shift our body into the parasympathetic mode and start our relaxation response. So I don't know about you, but when I hear goal setting and habit formation, I do not get excited, right? It's not something that feels intuitively fun to me. And I think this approach, there's a strengths-based approach that makes it feel good to me. And there's some evidence behind that. So I wanted to share that approach with you all today. And I thought we'd start with this quote. It says, "The best opportunity for individual development lies in investing in people's strengths, not in managing their weaknesses." In other words, minimizing weakness can prevent failure, but it cannot inspire excellence, right? So we get to excellence through our gifts, our strengths, and our talents, right? And so we want to use those gifts, strengths, and talents to help us achieve our goals. When we actively encourage the use of strengths, the evidence shows that it leads to lower levels of absenteeism and higher levels of flow, passion, and vitality. Job satisfaction increases and academic performance increases. Our well-being is improved, and folks feel effective, they feel motivated, and they feel more autonomous when we encourage them to use their strengths. And that's true if you're just talking to yourself as well, right? When you encourage yourself to use your strengths, it's like a deeper motivation that can click in, and it results in improved work performance, better engagement, and your capabilities are, you can take on more tasks because you're working from your strengths and your natural gifts and talents. So there's a strategy about identifying your signature strengths. So what is a signature strength? A signature strength is essential, energizing, and effortless. So we're going to go through this list of character strengths, and I'm going to ask you to identify, let's identify three. Okay, you might want to identify more, you might have a hard time identifying those three, but look through this list, scan it, and see which ones feel like signature strengths to you. And let's not make this an exercise in wishful thinking, right? So we're not going to choose the ones that we wish we were like. We're going to choose the strengths that we actually have. And these are things that are natural to us. These are traits that if you asked someone else about yourself, um, they would be like, oh, she is so kind, right? It's just the things that like first come to mind when folks think of you. Um, and it's stuff that's easy for you, right? It's the effortlessness. Because when we want to achieve our goals, the best way to do it is with gifts and talents that don't feel like a lot of work to us. So go ahead and write down your three signature strengths that you're choosing for today. And again, if you like, you can share in the Q&A. And now on your paper, you should have an area of the toolkit that you feel good about, an area of the toolkit that you're hoping to grow, and three signature strengths. Okay? I'm going to keep moving. You guys are quiet in the Q&A today. That's okay. I get it. It's Friday. Um, As we think about those signature strengths and we let those signature strengths soak in, we are going to do a brain break. And I want to do standing half moon. So for this one, I shared a video. So I'm going to just get you set up and then we'll play the video to support you. So come into a comfortable standing position. You want your feet about hips width apart, and you want just enough room to lean from one side to the other, as you can see the folks in the pictures are doing. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and play the video, and I'll see you on the other side.
Inhale to raise the right arm over your head, and then exhale, lean over to the left side, sliding the left arm down the outside of the left leg. Let's stay here for a few breaths. Inhale and exhale. If you find that your side body muscles get tired, you can rise up a little bit. And if you feel you want more, you can go down a little bit too. Good. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, come up, and exhale, release the right arm. Inhale, lift the other arm up, left side, and exhale, lean to the side. Inhale and exhale. Slow breath in, slow breath out. Breathe in and breathe out. Inhale, rise up, and exhale to release the arm.
Okay, I hope that felt good. And again, I just wanted to showcase these resources that we have, as all of these videos are available to support your well-being and to support some healthy habits you might like to adopt. So, go ahead and access those on the website. Okay, so we've come to the goal setting activity. So you should have your toolkit area already written down. You should have your strengths written down. So now I'm going to invite you to draft a SMART goal. And if you're in the world of education, you've probably heard this term before, but in case you're not sure what it is, SMART goals are specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time bound. Okay, so for those of us that might like to dream big, which is a wonderful quality, SMART goal setting is helpful because it helps us get that big dream into like specific next steps and specific components that we can measure and see if we're, able to do those elements of the goal. So if you want to take some time right now, you can start writing out your SMART goal. And I'm also going to share a couple of examples. So let's say one of your goals was in the toolkit area of movement and play. So you wanted to bring some more movement and playfulness and joy into your days, into your weeks, into your life, right? And a strength that you have is social intelligence. Like you are good with people, you like being with people, you like to connect. Then if you pair that strength with your movement goal, you could write a SMART goal like this. I will take one group exercise class each week this month, right? So it's very specific. My goal is to take one class a week. It's time bound. I'm going to do this for a month. It's measurable, right? It's easy to say, did I do this or did I not do this? And it's attainable. That feels like a realistic goal. So that's one example where you take your strength, you integrate it into your goal, and you make a measurable outcome. Another example quickly, because I know we're getting close to the end of our time. Let's say your goal was in the toolkit area of learning and creating, right? And a strength that you have is perseverance. It's something that you're really good at. It's like keeping on going until a job or a task is complete. And you have a new creative project you want to work on. So the goal is I'm going to use a spreadsheet to organize and track my efforts on this new creative project. Right? I'll track my daily efforts for 2 weeks, then reevaluate. So again, this is a way we're taking a big goal. Maybe we have a big, huge project to work on that's exciting and fun, but we're not quite sure how to get started. And we break it down into smaller components. And again, it's a SMART goal because we're being very specific. We're able to measure this. We chose something that's doable and we gave ourselves a time limit on it, right? And so these types of goals are really helpful because we can evaluate, um, at the end of the time. So at the end of the month, you can kind of check in with yourself and say, did I take those exercise classes? How did it go? Um, if the answer is yes, then wonderful. You're achieving your goal and you're getting that movement and play into your life. And if the answer is no, or I only did 2 instead of 4, then we reevaluate and we have some data. We have some information that we can build our next goal around. Okay. Okay, so we are coming up to the end of our time. I thought we could close with one last practice, and it's always nice to, engage with the attitude of gratitude. So come into a comfortable position. If you like, you can close your eyes, and let's just take a couple breaths, settling into the body. Now I invite you to think of someone or something in your life for which you are thankful or grateful. And it can be anyone and it can be anything. It can be a person. It can be a place. It can be an event, right? So anything that comes to mind, anything that you feel grateful for, anyone that you feel grateful for. And for the next few moments, we're just going to appreciate that thing, that person, that place, that event. And just notice how you feel when you take that time to appreciate someone or something. And again, I know we're a quiet crew today, but if you would like to share any responses or feedback in the Q&A, go ahead. Um, we're getting short on time, but just keep in mind that there are some barriers to goal achievement. There are some mental patterns that can get in our way, and this is a list of typical ones. So negative self-talk, catastrophizing, which means making everything into, the worst case scenario in your head. Similar, exaggerating the negative, discounting the positive. Mind reading, being the eternal expert, meaning you don't allow yourself to make any mistakes, a sense of should, and a pattern of blaming others. Those are all ways that we can kind of get in our own way when we're trying to accomplish our goals. And similarly, procrastination can be an issue when we're working toward our goals. And this is a list of 6 types of procrastination. So if you tend to procrastinate, take a look here and see if any of those resonates with you. And again, all of this work is about developing our self awareness, right? So the more that we understand ourselves and we understand our strengths, and then we also understand some challenges and some patterns that we might stumble into, um, the more we understand all these things about ourselves, the better we're going to be able to make goals and set up habits that will support our success and support our well-being. Um, and finally, just a reminder that it takes an average of 66 days to incorporate a new habit into your day and into your routine. So don't worry if it doesn't become automatic right away. Remember, just like Jill talked about on the session about learning and creating, we're actually rewiring our brains, and that takes some time and it takes repetition. So we just keep trying, and if it's not working, reevaluate. All right. Uh, thank you so much for being here today. I really appreciate you. And as always, we're here to answer any questions and offer any support. So please reach out and you can see where to find us. Thank you so much.